Law enforcement is often called quasi-military, but how accurate is that really? Today, I'm sitting down with someone who has enlisted to live the comparison every day. My son, currently enlisted in the United States Army, we're going to break down the similarities and differences in the mindset of cops and the military life and vice versa. This isn't a family chat. This is a real conversation about service, structure, stress, and people who answer the call. Let's get into it. So, today's guest, my son TJ, he informed us that he wanted to enlist while in high school, junior year, correct?
One of them years.
I think it was junior year that you wanted to enlist. And of course, we were hesitant at first with the tensions in the world, but we eventually bought on. He wasn't going to give it up, which is fine. I think it's a great honor to serve your nation. And for those who have served, thank you very much. And that's a sincere thank you, not just surface deep like you may get on a walk pipe, but thank you. You help fight for the freedoms in which I enjoy every day to make crappy podcasts like this one. And I just want to make sure you understand that. And I really thank you. With that said, any of you guys that are thinking about enlisting that are kind of on the fence, this may push you one way or another. So, TJ, you've enlisted now, but when you first came up with the idea to enlist, what made you want to?
So, I don't remember at all. I know I had so many reasons at the time of why I wanted to enlist, but now that I'm in, I can't remember what any of those are.
Yeah.
I'm here now.
And I can say it's the same for me. Becoming a police officer, I had no freaking clue what made me to do it, but by golly, I did it, and I'm glad I did. 21 years in, and now you're entering into, you just completed basic, but
I did.
We'll get there.
Mhm.
But you just completed basic. And so when you signed up to serve, you went through multiple branches before we landed at the Army.
Yes.
So let's start with branch number 1.
So the Marine Corps, though. I tried to enlist in the Marine Corps first. That was the first one I tried to join. So I was talking to the recruiter. I was getting all the paperwork signed to get me up to the processing, see if you're a good fit. And during that time, it got discovered I had a medical condition. And that recruiter, he said that he wasn't even going to try with me. He didn't even want to try to send me. He said, no, nuh-uh, you're gone. Try another branch. That's a short summary of what he said. Less professional than what he said.
So after the Marines,
so
what
after
branch
the Marines,
did we go to?
I went right next door to the Marine office. I went to the Navy office. It's kind of similar enough. Both water. I have family history in the Navy, so why not? And they were willing to send me up to MEPS, which is military entrance processing. They like test you for like medical conditions, see how well your eyesight is. They stare at your butthole.
But they don't sodomize you.
They don't sodomize you.
That's good.
But they think about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They think about it. And you just kind of sit there all day while they like look at you. It's kind of weird. But they sent me up there, and when I left, they said I needed a waiver for my medical condition, which means they're not sure if it's going to be like severe and stop you from being able to serve or whatever. They want to think about if it's a good choice for them. And I remember my recruiter, he said, you will get the waiver approved. They always approve waivers for this. They always do. And then they came back and they said, no, your waiver is denied.
Denied. And quick question. You were talking about, and I don't want to focus on this, but it is a good, the curiosity killed the cat, right? And I'm the cat, I guess. I got to know. You said they stared at your butthole for a while?
Not for a while.
Let me ask, were they eating a sandwich or anything while doing it, though?
No.
Okay. I could just see this whole... That would be a little weird.
It was weird anyway.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it was like they do like a whole like regular sports physical. So you know what that's like. And then they're like, all right, turn around, bend over, and go like this.
Oh, you spread your own butt cheeks?
Yes.
I spread my butt cheeks.
For a doctor. Every time.
There's Talladega Nights.
Oh, Talladega Nights?
I posed as Mike Honcho. I spread my cheeks as Mike Honcho. Anyway.
I do not remember that part.
Oh, dude.
But just know, every time you see someone in the military uniform, they have gotten naked in front of an older person and spread their cheeks for them. It is something that has happened. They have done that.
Okay. So you got denied for Navy. Now,
Yes.
in the recruiter's office, one thing that I found interesting, what is it about the submarines? Like you get extra
So yeah,
something or
in the Navy you get extra pay to be on a submarine because it's
man,
like it's hazard pay. I think.
you think?
I think it's hazard
Like a
pay.
BB hits that thing wrong and it's gonna implode.
Yeah.
And the chance of survival in it at 4,000 feet, I mean, there's some math to it, but it equals zero. I think that's
Yeah.
the E equals MC squared 0.
Yes.
So you guys that
Very
serve in the
likely equals 0.
submarines, my hat's off to you because I'm not sitting in a tin can 4,000 feet below the water.
Yeah.
I mean, the surface.
I'll make fun of Navy all day, but if one of them says they're a submariner, I'll probably shut up because I would not do that.
Yeah. So after being denied for the Navy, where did we go?
So where did we go? Oh, after that, I put in applications. I put in applications to the service academies because why not? I might as well try. I got rejected by them. Those are like West Point in the Navy Academy to
Yeah,
become
yeah.
officers, and I put applications in. I think all of them. No, they said no. So
But you had a drive to serve, and after that you had Coast Guard. Didn't you do Coast?
that was the academy. I was focusing mostly on that one.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was a service academy thing.
My bad. We'll edit that out. It's all
Yeah.
so stupid.
So they that's okay. But the service academies got denied from them for like grades or whatever. My grades weren't bad, but like you got to be like the best student ever in the world to get into the service academies.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. So then after that, I was like, okay, I guess I'll walk into the army office because that's the next one. I went in there and they accepted me. They took my paperwork from the Navy, so I didn't have to actually go back up to the MEPS. And they pushed my waiver in, and it got approved in like a day. It was
I remember
fast.
it was pretty quick.
I was very shocked. I thought it was gonna take like 2 weeks, but I thought I was gonna get denied again because I had like a billion times. And they were like, "No, you're good." So I joined the army. That's how that went.
So then after you got enlisted, accepted,
Mhm.
then it came to the point where it was time to go.
Yes.
And now I know I applied some pressure. Your mom applied some pressure. And all we wanted was what's for best for you. And we didn't want you getting screwed over because as I work with people in the police field that have been post-military and some still enlisted as reserves, your government will screw you every which way it can. And
Yes.
I've been told about that and don't do this and don't do that. And I was trying to share that advice with the young lad here. And we just didn't want him getting screwed over. So on the day you were intended to leave, they were kind of jockeying to kind of wait you out or something. He was at a hotel in the Dallas Fort Worth area to be picked up and transferred to the base, right?
Yes.
That's what it was for.
I was
or
at-
MEPS.
Yeah. So you're at the hotel and you go up to MEPS, and MEPS has a little more paperwork to do before they ship you off.
Yeah. So you had done all the work. You did JROTC in high school.
I did do that.
You would have gone at an E3.
I am an E3.
You are an E3.
Yes. It was EMT. So I was an EMT.
That's right. Because you want to be a combat medic.
Yes. I was an EMT. I could have enlisted as an E4.
That's what it was.
But I put in. It was like 5 days before I left, and I was like, "Hey, recruiters, can you put this in for me?" And they said maybe, but I'd have to wait until like forever to ship off. And in retrospect, I'm glad I didn't because I would have went to Fort Leonard Wood in January.
It was cold enough.
We'll get into that later.
Yes.
But I think I made a good decision on
Yes.
that.
If you're happy with your decision, more power to you. But yes, I was very irritated with the process.
Yes.
They were so willing to just say, "Hey, all that hard work, don't worry about that hard work, guy. You'll just redo it later." And that's what I was looking out and becoming frustrated with the government, not you. But anyway, and you went.
I did.
You left when?
So I left. I went to the MEPS on October 6th, and I got kind of they like held me over from shipping for like a few days. So I ended up shipping out to Fort Leonard Wood. That's where I went to basic one, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, in I think like the 9th, the 10th, one of them days.
That sounds about right. Somewhere
Yeah.
around in there.
One of them days. Shipped off. Got my plane to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Flew out,
Flew out.
landed.
Yep.
Then jumped on a bus.
Yes, we landed at St. Louis. Jumped on a bus. Like it was like probably like a 2-hour ride. We were all like incredibly tired because we've been up since at MEPS. You wake up like incredibly early. It's like a 3 a.m. wake up. So you wake up at 3, go to MEPS, ship off.
And it was like, I can't remember what time you showed up at the base. It was
It
wee
was
hours in the morning.
It was 2 or 3 in the morning. So
Yeah.
I'd already been up for 24 hours at that point.
So once you get there, you went into, I guess they just put you somewhere to sleep.
So when you get to basic training, like day one, when you arrive there, your basic training has not started yet. So at specifically Fort Leonard Wood, you're going to go to the 43rd AG, which is AG Battalion, which is the reception or in processing to get you into the Army, basically, like registered that you're there. And every basic training location has it. It's gonna be called something different at each one, but it's all the same. You get there on day one. They'll you call your family back home. You're basically just like, I'm here. I'm safe. I'll call you at some point. Love you. Bye.
Yes. And moms, usually, some dads, when they call, they're not going to sit there, well, how was the ride? And how was the flight? And there is no time for that. It's like whatever, rehearsed statement.
So at reception, no. But we'll get into that. There's another call that is rehearsed, and I'll get to that.
It was not the first call was the 10-second, like, hey, I'm here. Right?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
But it wasn't scripted. There's two. There's once you get to reception, you call saying you're at reception. Once you get to basic, you call saying you're at basic.
So what is that called then?
It's just a phone call.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, I'm here. Love you. Bye.
Yeah.
That's roughly it. That's what we remember.
Pretty much.
And your mom's like,
it was
afterwards, like, that was so short, even though I knew it was going to be short.
Yeah. I don't know. If I remember at reception, it doesn't have like specific exact words you have to say, but it says you will say, I've arrived. You'll tell them that you're safe. You'll tell them that you've arrived. And then you will say some sort of goodbye. That's what you have to do at reception.
Yeah.
And reception is really weird because, at basic, when you get off the bus for basic, like they're all like screaming at you immediately. And so that's kind of what you think will happen once you get there. But the reception drill sergeants aren't like that. They don't scream at you. They can't make you do push-ups or like PT or anything at reception. So you get there, but you think they can. And they're just talking to you. And you're just kind of like, what's going on right now?
When does the yelling start?
I thought, and it's more scary than if they were yelling at you, to be honest, because you're just so on edge. You don't know what's happening. You've been up for 24 hours.
It's like, you're going to get it. You just don't know when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to surprise you at some point. You're just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after reception into basic, how does it go from there? I mean, like, you get assigned to a division or?
Yes. So, when you're going through reception, the whole point of it is to make sure you're still medically okay, nothing happens to you, and you're good to ship out. So note on that, if you're not good to ship out and they find something else out about you, you're not going to ship out, and you're going to stay at reception for as long as they want to keep you at reception. There were people that were there for 6 months stuck at reception. So when they give you, if you're going to basic, when they give you that little piece of paper that says any medical conditions you didn't tell MEPS that you want to tell us, don't put anything there because you'll be stuck at reception for 6 months. And reception is like hell on earth. It's the worst place ever. It's so much worse than basic.
Why is it so bad?
So, especially the first day, because you've already been awake for 24 hours, all you do is you sit. There's benches. It's just benches with no backs on it. And you just sit like this. You sit like this all day getting yelled at. That's all you do. And it's especially horrible because you don't have a countdown to when you're going to be done or anything. You're just at their mercy. So you don't know anything about your own life. You have no control of your own life, and you just had gotten thrusted into this. So it's a horrible experience. It really is. It's not great. No one wants to be at reception.
So what gets them stuck for 6 months? Like, what are they trying to fix?
There was one guy who, our bay leader at reception for like the bays we sleep in, he had PTSD that he got after like he initially went to MEPS, and it was discovered at reception. You can't have PTSD coming into the Army already.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't allowed to go to basic training. So he was just stuck there. There was a guy, this is his own fault. They were wrestling in the bays, and he broke his arm wrestling. So he didn't go to basic. He was stuck at reception. There was this guy, this was crazy. This is a crazy story here. There's this guy who was crazy meth head. Like, he just got off meth like the day he left.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Yeah, so I mean, like, we're walking around, and you look over, and you just see him like,
Yeah.
it's been so long. And fun fact, he enlisted as a religious affairs specialist.
Well,
You
sometimes
do you.
when you get high, you get closer to God.
I guess. You do you, I guess. But
Yeah.
They didn't like how withdrawn he was from meth and decided he wouldn't be safe at basic, so he didn't go. Yeah, there's so many situations like that. So I mean, for the most part, if you're just not horribly messed up and broken, you'll go.
Yeah. And now, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but there's people with problems, people with crappy families and all.
Mhm.
People get away from everyday, like, bad situations, and they enlist, and that's one of their out. Usually is a better route to go than to where they were probably heading, like meth Jim.
Yeah, meth Jim.
He won't get meth on the base, I hope. So maybe it's like rehab for him.
Perchance it was.
Chance. As far as the training and discipline, so we're in basic now.
Okay, we're in basic.
So give us a life in basic training. Like what can we expect?
So like a daily schedule.
Yeah, just
So-
a rough like routine of the day.
So it changes. I mean, it changes depending on what part of the cycle you're on, and like if you're doing like obstacle course training versus rifle marksmanship and stuff like that. But for the most part, you'll wake up pretty early, probably like 4 a.m. in the morning, something around there. And in your early phases, like first 5 weeks, the wake up is crazy. Like the drill sergeants will slam the door open they'll kick it open, turn the lights on. They have a train horn, and they blast the train horn. It's the loudest thing you'll ever hear. It's echoing off the bay walls. And they're screaming out, you get up. You have like 3 seconds to get up. You have like probably like 5 or 6 minutes to go into the latrines, change into whatever uniform of the day, brush your teeth, deodorant, all that. You got like probably like 6 minutes, and then you go out. And your first thing you're gonna do is more than likely PT, which can consist of anything. It'd be running, push-ups, weightlifting.
Yeah.
Just whatever they feel like you need to get better at, which will usually be running. If you're going to basic training, you should probably start running.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. Yeah. Running's a really big thing. If you can't run.
Like how many miles would you say for advice to individuals that might be enlisting?
Well, the PT test is 2 miles. So I would run probably something over 2 miles.
To make 2 miles be easy.
Yes. So if you want to start like 3 miles, that's good. I mean, 2 miles, if you just run 2 miles, it'll be sufficient. But I'd suggest going above and beyond. So that way when you're there, it's not that hard.
Yeah. So PT in the morning, then what
PT in the morning, you'll go back up. You'll probably do be your PT uniform to do PT. Go back up, change into your camo uniform, and then he'll go eat, and then you'll go do whatever training of the day it is. So,
is this eating breakfast or lunch?
Yeah, eating breakfast.
Okay,
eating breakfast. So you just did morning PT, probably like 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
usually takes about an hour. Then you'll go eat breakfast, and just for the record, once you get that, you better, if you're getting ready for basic, eat fast. You get like 5 minutes. And you're not eating like a small amount. You have a large amount of stuff to eat in 5 minutes, and you better eat it all. So
they make you eat it all.
I mean,
because you need those calories.
Yeah, not like all of it, but if you ate like 3 grapes, and they see you only ate 3 grapes, you're gonna burn off the calories of those grapes pretty fast. So I would eat more. I'd try to eat your whole plate every time.
All right, so we eat breakfast and then what?
So you eat breakfast, you go off to do whatever training of the day it is. So
like the focus training, rifle,
like,
or marksmanship,
whatever part you're on. Shooting the rifle, doing an obstacle course, get a gas chamber if that's what you're doing.
Okay,
that's whatever it is. You'll eat lunch, and depending on like what training you're doing, like you might eat an MRE if you're all the way out in the field. Sometimes they bring food from the DFAC or the dining facility. Sometimes they bring that food out to you if like you're like super far away doing some sort of training. Like I remember the obstacle course is probably like 5 or 6 miles away. So they'd bring the food out that day. And then the afternoon, you'll do more focused training. And then you go back to the barracks, eat dinner, probably get PT'd because you messed up somehow. At night, they're always looking for something for you to mess up because they like making you PT after you eat. Then you'll go to sleep.
So, what time? So you said that what time the day started, but what about when's the day end? About what time?
So we always ended the day at 8, like every time except for like closer to graduation because they wanted us up cleaning.
And you're in bed at 8.
Yes.
Oof, so early. Old man hours.
You'll get used to it.
Oh yeah,
you'll get used to it, especially after the training day. You're always tired. You're always tired for basic.
And before we hit like special areas, this went on for how many weeks?
10 weeks.
10
Basic
weeks.
is 10 weeks long.
Okay. And we noticed a difference in you when we came on family day and everything. You could tell you've changed a bit. And it's amazing that 10 weeks was long enough to instill that. I mean, it's just already. But special training, like marksmanship.
Mm-hmm.
How was discipline enforced on like if you messed up on something? Whether you're shooting or
and specifically rifle marksmanship.
Yeah, like how would they correct you?
So I mean, it depends on what kind of mistake you're making. Like if you're not like sure, law enforcement knows this law enforcement podcast. There's fundamentals. Your fundamentals when you're shooting. If like you're messing those up, they'll just come next to you and be like, "Hey, private, you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna need to do it like this." Because they try not to scream at you too much when you have a loaded rifle in your hand because they don't want to die.
That's a good thing to avoid.
Yes, death is not preferred.
Yeah.
But if you are being unsafe with your weapon, it's just not going to be a good time for you. I'll tell a story. There was this one private, pretty stupid. I don't know. So I was like, we shoot on like week 6 and 7. I was like that far into training, but we're learning rifle safety from day one. So it's drilled into our head, and some people still can't figure it out. So on rifle qual day, one of the privates was supposed to get down into the prone to shoot her rifle, and she doesn't. She just keeps standing.
And prone means to lay down.
Yes, prone is laying down. So she's supposed to get down to the prone to shoot. She just keeps standing for some reason. And first sergeant, which is for people who don't know ranks, is pretty high up there. You don't want to mess with the first sergeant. She can absolutely ruin your life. He or she. Mine was a she. But they can absolutely ruin your life. You don't want to mess with first sergeant. First sergeant is behind her and is like, "Private, get down into the prone." And she is still holding her rifle like this, her finger in the trigger well, loaded, weapon on semi. She turns around, pointing her rifle to talk to first sergeant, and points her rifle at first sergeant. It's loaded. She just like all she had to do was this, and first sergeant would have died. And that private got tackled and like put on the ground. And she did not graduate. She's getting discharged. So.
God,
that's what happens if you
note to self: if you want to get discharged, do something really dumb.
Oh yeah, like really dumb, like try to kill first sergeant.
Yeah,
it's a good way to get discharged.
Yeah. So, what else? Grenades.
Grenades.
Yeah, I was super interested in grenade. I've done gas chamber and stuff through the SWAT team. I've shot M4s, all that stuff. But what was really intriguing to me was the grenades. I want to throw a grenade, man. I'm doing flashbangs. I want to throw a grenade.
Grenades. I mean, also it's more. It's not as hyped up as you expect it to be. Like you think it'll be the greatest thing ever, and then you're just. It's not like it's not cool, but it's not as cool as you would think. So, on grenade day, you go out to the range, and the cadre or the people teaching, they'll talk about each type of grenade. And then the first thing they do is they hand you dummy grenades. So it's kind of like a firework. It looks exactly like a grenade, but when you pull the pin, there's a hole at the bottom, and it just like kind of shoots a little bit of fire out of it. And you throw those first. So there's like a concrete little box that you stand in. There's the range cadre in there with you. You just throw these grenades. And I'll note for my specific grenade throwing. After we threw all of those, it started to snow. I'll get back to that later, but it started to snow pretty heavy. But then after you throw these fake ones, you throw like 4 fake ones. you get 2 live hand grenades.
So it's the dummy test.
Yeah.
Like, is this
It's-
guy a moron?
Yeah, it's to make sure you're not gonna pull the pin and just like put it on your feet.
Yeah.
Because
That would be bad.
yeah, people don't like dying. So, or they don't like having to explain, or the drill sergeants don't like having to explain why their private died.
Yeah.
So
Why the private's over there and over there.
yeah, they don't. They're not a big fan of that. So they make
Yeah.
sure you can actually throw a grenade, that's not too hard to do. You just go like that.
Yeah.
So then you go out to the live grenade range, where you throw the real grenades. They give you 2 of them, and before you throw the grenade, there's still that same concrete like boxes. There's a big bunker, and if you're not actively throwing the grenades, you're waiting inside this bunker. The drill sergeants are in there with you. Ours were messing around with us. They were calling us fat. It's pretty funny. He's the funniest drill sergeant ever. But you get handed 2 live grenades before you go out. Run over there, and all that happens is it takes like 10 seconds. The rain cadre will be like, "Okay, go prep your grenade to throw it." And you just, and then you throw your 2 grenades and you're done, and you just run back to the bunker.
So, and I think you made the comment and probably didn't intend it, but you said something like, I didn't even see it go off or something.
Yeah. So what you?
And that's really something you don't want to see.
Yeah, you really,
seeing
because
that
it
it's a
shoots
device made to
shrapnel
kill.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is cool about it is you can feel the earth shake from your grenade.
Yeah.
So you throw it and you kind of kneel down, put your head over your hands,
Yeah.
or your neck, or your helmet.
Yeah.
And then you just feel the earth, like, boom. And that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it just goes so fast that you can't like take in.
Yeah.
The experience.
Cool. What other specialized gas chamber? How was
Gas chamber.
that?
So the gas chamber, honestly, being scared of the gas chamber is the worst part of the gas chamber. I mean,
The
it's not.
psychological
Yeah, it's
build
not.
up.
Yeah, it's not like fun to be in the gas chamber, but it's not horrible.
What'd they fill it with? Like, do you know the canisters they used? Was it tri-chambers?
They cook the gas right there, so they like pour chemicals on more chemicals.
Oh, okay.
And it makes the gas.
Oh,
There's like, it's not the drill sergeants who do it. There's like these special like chemical people.
Yeah.
Who make the gas and
yeah,
stuff.
because there's the math to it. In case y'all didn't know, you can't
Yeah.
just load it in too much because you will kill people. But
yeah.
if it's to a certain concentration, it's safe, just painful.
So what you do for the gas chamber is we went in, we're in our gas masks. They cook up the gas and they make you like look all around for no reason. Or maybe there's some reason, but you go like this a bunch of times for the reason I don't know. It felt really silly.
Yeah.
I felt really. I'm just.
It's like knee rolls.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
But then you grab your mask and you pull it up. You're holding your breath, and then you put it back on, and it's to kind of get you like kind of exposed it, and then you have to clear your mask again, so that it shows that you know how to clear your mask, just in case there's like an actual gas thing that you need to be able to do.
Right.
And then you take your gas mask off, and they wait until they see everyone like visibly in before they start letting you like get out.
So the guy with small lungs sucks the most because he's over there breathing while everybody else is still
or yeah, because I mean they very much tell everyone, make sure you breathe in as soon as possible because we're not gonna let you out until everyone breathes in. But some people don't want to do that.
Right.
So I mean, in my group there was someone who waited probably like 3 or 4 seconds to breathe in, so it wasn't like that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not like that big of a deal. But so you take it off and you breathe in the first one, and you breathe in the first one, you're like, it's kind of spicy. No, it's not that bad. And you breathe in another one, it's like, oh, it's kind of starting to burst. And then you breathe in the third one, and you like I just over. It was not fun. It feels a lot like fire.
Yeah.
Just throughout your lungs and in your eyes. I think the eyes was probably worse. My eyes were really burning. It was not fun. And you run out and you flap your arms like a little idiot to get the CS gas off. And I don't know if it was a trick or not, but they made sure we ate a lot of dairy before we went in because they said it made it better, but no one believed that.
Yeah,
and,
I gotta check that out. I've never heard that.
All I know is a few of the people I saw eat a larger amount of dairy. Those are the ones I saw throw up. After.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I would think that would make you vomit.
Yeah,
but
I mean, we were at breakfast that morning. Like they put milk on our trays. Like we sat down, and we weren't allowed to start eating yet. They put milk on our trays, and they walked around. And they put ice cream on our trays, And before we ate, they're like, privates, if I see a single milk or ice cream left on this tray, I'm gonna mess all of y'all up.
That makes, I mean, I can see that being entertaining because what in the field training area, we torture our recruits a little bit.
Yeah.
Not torture, just subject them to some things that they may experience during their career and they need to know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Like vomiting. Vomiting may happen.
Yeah. I didn't vomit. I handed my ice cream to the person next to me.
You lucky dog.
Yeah.
Probably would have been your vomit moment, but you did
I-
vomit.
I did. I almost vomited. I didn't. Oh, that was later.
Yeah.
That was later.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. I did not at the gas chamber.
Yeah.
I almost did. I feel like it was the milk because I drank the milk, but I didn't eat the ice cream. So I was probably did. I was almost there. But
So, other than the gas chamber, what other specialized like training did you?
so let's see. So we go through the requirements in my head. I remember the obstacle courses and the confidence tower, which is the 40-foot rappel tower.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't remember too much of it for myself because it was freezing cold that day. It was when we first got there. We weren't wearing any cold weather gear, and I just wanted out of the cold. So I was going down the tower and I wasn't even thinking about I'm 40 foot up. There's nothing beneath me. I was just like, I hate this so much. This is horrible.
Yeah.
Because freezing. But a lot of people had some fun on the confidence tower. By that I mean they got too scared and hung upside down.
Yeah, you tell me about the one female that
yes,
she was Spider-Maning it the whole time.
Yeah, there was this female. She got like a quarter of the way down, and keep in mind we're supposed to like get down in 3 jumps. So you jump, you're down. She walked down the tower, and then she let go with the hand that was like supposed to be supporting her and keeping her up on the rope.
Yeah,
and she fell upside down, and she held it again to stop herself from falling, and she just sat there screaming for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Did she keep on with training, or did she get discharged?
No, so a drill sergeant went down the other lane, got her down, and made her go back up again. And then she was successful the second time.
So she must have gotten flipped upside down and just couldn't fix it.
Yeah, I mean they taught us how to fix it. I don't know how she couldn't fix it, but she could not.
So anything else sticks out as part of basic that someone might find interesting of what to expect, or
I gotta go through all the stuff we did in my head. So the field training, which is probably the most like army thing you're gonna do, which is when you get on your rucksack, which is just a big backpack with everything that you're gonna need while you're in the field, and you just go out to a field, just random, in the trees, in the forest, and you like pretend you're at war for however long you are kept out there. It depends on which field training you're doing. It's like the most army thing you do. You make foxholes, you lay in them, you pull security with your M4 that doesn't have any ammo in it, but you're pulling security anyway. Face paint, you go on missions, you learn how to act in combat. That's probably the most like actual army thing you will do while you're at training.
And you did 2 special events, the anvil and the forge.
So the hammer, the anvil, and the forge.
The hammer, anvil.
Yes. So how it works is it's kind of like a crawl, walk, run with the FTXs at basic. So on the hammer, that's the first one. You do a 5-mile ruck out to the whatever field site the hammer is going to be at, and you learn how to dig your foxhole, and you learn how to pull security, you learn how to put the face paint on, you learn how to march in a tactical formation, or like move around in a combat zone. And you learn all this stuff. So if you're not doing it right, they're not really going to yell at you or anything because you're still learning. Yeah. Unless like they've taught you like 6 times and you're still messing it up, they might yell at you a little bit. And that is the worst because that's where they teach you how to crawl properly. And then after that, they can use crawling as corrective punishment. So that's probably the worst thing ever. Crawling is horrible. I hate crawling.
Yeah. We
were always crawling. So that's the crawl phase of our FTX, to teach us how to do everything. Then you go to the anvil. That's your walk phase. So you kind of lead all the missions and stuff yourself, and you're expected how to know it, but like you can ask for help. They'll make fun of you and they'll give you a hard time about it, but you're not like expected to be experts at it yet. No, so you're running these missions, but the drill sergeants are kind of like walking you through it. And then once you go to, it's a 7.5 mile ruck out to the anvil thing. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
7.5 mile ruck out. It's 2 days. The hammer is 1 day. The anvil is 2 days. And it's more like you're expected to know what you're doing, but not fully. And then you go out to the forge, which is either 3 or 4 days, depending on the weather. When it's summertime, it's usually 4. When it's wintertime, it's usually 3, depending on where you go. Fort Leonard Wood gets pretty cold, so that's how they do it there. But that's where you're really just expected to know what you're doing. If you can't do well on a patrol, if you can't do your L-shaped formation right, which I'll get into that later, I guess. I don't know.
We'll touch on it.
Yeah. If you can't do that right, you're gonna get yelled at because they've taught you enough times how to be a functioning soldier.
Yeah.
If you can't pass that, you don't graduate. The forge's graduation requirement. So,
and how long is the ruck?
That's a 10-mile ruck. But
what was the comment you said?
It was, so we got there, so finished our 10-mile ruck, and the drill sergeants were like, "Congratulations!" It was actually an 11.5-mile ruck because we hate you. So we did more. It was, I don't know why. The 5-mile ruck was easy. 7.5-mile ruck was really easy. That 11.5 killed me. It was horrible. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, you said your shins were hurting so bad.
I thought I was gonna get stress fractures. I really did.
Stress fractures.
It's because I had shin splints before.
Yeah.
Before that, which is already
painful,
and that's, I don't know if you know, but shin splints is it's a lot of pressure. Your muscle is just making a splint around your shin.
Yeah.
And if you keep like overworking that, you will get a stress fracture in your shin. And that's why I thought I was, because it hurt so bad. And I was like, this is gonna be horrible.
Yeah. So overall, how intense would you say that the training was?
It's hard to say overall. It really is, because there's some parts that are like so intense and some that aren't so intense. We'll give it like a 6 out of 10. I mean, nothing was really like easy, or I say nothing was easy.
It wasn't too easy, and it wasn't too.
I mean,
hard.
nothing was difficult to accomplish, is what I mean when I say this stuff is easy. But it wasn't like, you're not just letting you like walk by and just breeze your way through. You're like you're working 24/7 all the time.
So how was discipline enforced?
Discipline, so through, we called it getting smoked. The drill sergeant said corrective action because they have to be all proper and nice or whatever. But it's getting smoked, which is physical training. And so it got worse throughout the cycle because they don't expect you to be like super fit like on day one. But on day you're graduating, you're supposed to be pretty fit and know what you're doing. So it will get much worse, and it gets worse fast. Like I remember day one, they started yelling at us for messing up, and they made us do like 5 push-ups. Like that was it. And then like by week 2, we were doing like 50.
Yeah.
So
they got to build you up.
Yeah, they expect you to get strong fast.
Yeah,
but not instantly.
What about your core?
Oh, you got to engage your core.
Engage your core. And that was always engage your core.
So that was our platoon drill sergeant's motto and solution for everything. Was to engage your core. So like you can't, if you're running, you feel like you can't anymore. If you engage your core, you'll just go. If it's cold outside, if you engage your core, it's like impossible to be cold. Like you just can't be cold.
Yeah.
Like if you get shot and you're bleeding out, just engage your core. It'll stop.
Hey, that sounds like good life advice. Everybody remember that.
It is good advice.
So some of the things that I heard, similarities between police academy and basic, it's kind of the same walkthrough. You show up at academy. These are mainly academies you either stay on location, like Department of Public Safety of Texas. They actually have a facility they stay at the entire time. But other ones like ours, you drive to it every day, but you'll start with PT in the mornings and whatever, carry on. It's mainly a lot of book learning for the major part of it because you're taking people's rights away and all. So they want to drill that in your head. Penal code, traffic, transportation codes. Code of criminal procedure. So it's constant learning on that. And then you have to be subjected to, you don't get the gas chamber in the academy, but you get pepper OC spray, which to me is 50,000 times worse.
That's
CS gas or whatever, man, it's come and go. OC, is crap. It burns for hours. You finally get over it, and you take a shower and reactivate it, and you burn all over again. And if it runs down your body, you're cooking. But other than that, firearms, kind of the same thing. You have a guy in charge, an instructor that makes sure you don't kill anybody. You can get kicked out of the academy the same way, but you have to be proficient in your weapon. And then after that, you kind of your drill sergeants, I would say, are equivalent after you complete the academy because it's your field training officers. Your field training officers are the ones hating you. They're the ones giving you the extra hell if you screw up. I mean, it's just they can ruin your life, like the first sergeant.
Oh yeah,
and so on. But you go through that. That's where you learn a lot of your hands-on training on the street, which I guess you would be your anvil and forge and all. Kind of the crawl, walk, run. It operates by the same method, I guess you could say, because the training becomes more intense with police work as time goes on. So that is pretty similar, what I'm hearing. Plus, it can be easy if you know, it's not unachievable, or there'd be no cops, or military personnel.
Yes.
So it weeds out the right people, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Now that we discussed like the similarities and what you've been through and everything, the command structure.
Okay.
Let's see how similar that is. What's kind of don't go all the way up. Well, how long would it take you to go all the way up?
Not too far.
Okay.
So just talking like chain of command.
Yeah, chain of command.
So, in basic training specifically, right? It's gonna start with you. You're alone. You'll go into your squad, which is a squad of about like 10 people. You'll have a squad leader. In basic training, your squad leader isn't really that important. But it's whatever. Then your platoon. Your platoon is led by like 2 or 3 drill sergeants, and they have their own little chain of command there, where there's 2 drill sergeants, and then like a senior drill sergeant who's more important. And then there's the senior drill sergeant who's in charge of all the other drill sergeants. And then there's the first sergeant who's in charge of the entire company. And I missed this, but a company is going to be like 3 or 4 platoons. And a platoon is going to be like 60 people. Where was I at? First sergeant. So after first sergeant, it's going to go up to the executive officer, which is the second officer in charge of your company. And then the company commander, which is the commander of the company. Then it'll go up to the battalion level. So a battalion is like 3 or 4 companies. So remember, it's like 3 or 4 platoons in a company, and then there's like 3 or 4 companies in a battalion with a battalion commander and a command sergeant major who are kind of like on the same level, but one's enlisted and one's an officer. And then above the battalion is your brigade, and that's like 3 or 4 battalions. And then the brigade commander and command sergeant major, and that's about where it ends.
Okay, and that's just at basic.
Yes, and it's pretty similar throughout your like the regular army. It'll be your squad with a squad leader, and squad leader is important in real army. And then your platoon sergeant instead of a drill sergeant. So,
okay, yeah, ours is generally speaking. There's not so much rank. I mean, they do have sometimes they give lieutenants and sergeants or whatever in cadets in the academy, but I don't know what it's like. Almost like class. I don't know. But as far as the rank is, and most BDs, just generally speaking, is you got officer, corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and then a chief and chief. That's our general breakdown. There's sometimes different command structures that had these different roles, but like there's some departments with majors and all that. But overall, that's the general build. So there's a lot of similarity there too. I kind of see why they are quasi-military, or why we are quasi-military.
Well, I mean those ranks you said are the same as army ranks. There's more ranks in between them. Like there's like 4 before sergeant, and then there's a bunch more enlisted ranks before you hit lieutenant, which is the first officer rank. But it's very quasi-military. Same. It's just the same as us.
Yeah,
just a little different.
Yeah, same, but different. So in basic, you had some of your favorite drill sergeants,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Everyone has favorite drill sergeants and least favorites.
So what made them your favorite?
So I mean, it really depends on which drill sergeant. Like my number one favorite was because he was just a good drill sergeant. He was former infantry. You know, he actually deployed, so he's put the skills we learned to the test to know what we should actually teach. And then he reclassed into psychological operations, which is pretty high speed stuff. Like it's you have to be airborne. This you work with special forces. It's you have to be good. You have to be a really good soldier to get into psych.
Not your moron position.
Yeah,
You
not
gotta
your
have some-
moron position.
yeah.
And so everything he taught us is like he taught it so much better than our other drill sergeants. I remember for rifle marksmanship, I was really struggling. I was doing what the other drill sergeants told us to do, and I just couldn't hit anything. And then he came back from leave and he taught one class, and I started hitting stuff because I started listening to him, not the other ones. And that's the one reason why he's my favorite. I remember every time we did PT with him, like when the other drill sergeant smoked us, we did PT. It was all like miserable. But when we did it with him, it was no one really minded it because we could tell he just wanted us to be good lethal soldiers in his army.
That's good. And
So-
when you said smoke you, what does that mean?
That's PT. That's when like when you mess up and they smoke you, which is doing PT, the push-ups, crawling through the pit. They love making us crawl through the pit. And that sucks. It's like it's a tire pit. It's a pit of like little chopped up little pieces of tire. And it really sucks because there's dust in them. And when you crawl through it, the dust gets all in your face. It gets caked up in your nose and your mouth. It's horrible. You have tire dust in your mouth for like the rest of the day. Tires do not taste good, by the way. Don't eat one.
Yeah.
Don't recommend it. Basic training. If you ask most service members, they'll tell you that basic training is the funniest thing you can't laugh at. Because if you laugh, you get in trouble. But it's hilarious. They're all so funny.
So there are other drill sergeants, and why were they your favorites?
So a lot of them were my favorite because they are funny, very funny. So I'll tell one story. This guy named Drill Sergeant. It's very important to know he's the first platoon senior drill sergeant. And so we were done with the forge, which is our 3-night field training. It's the last field training we do. There's only one more thing you do after that, which is called the night infiltration course, which is your stereotypical, like you see on TV, crawling under the low crowd. Oh my Lord. Crawling under the barbed wire while they like shoot machine guns above your head. That's the last thing you have to do. You do that, and then you've hit all your graduation requirements, and you're a soldier, and you go through like a little ceremony after. So we're all packed up from the forge, and we're sitting on our rucksacks waiting for the drill sergeants to like just let us go. And he's talking to first platoon. Drill sergeant is talking to first platoon. He's talking about the night infiltration course. We call it Nick. He said, "So privates, at Nick, you're gonna be crawling, and you're gonna look to your left and your right, and you're gonna see 2 hills. Privates, do not crawl up the hills. That's where the machine guns are. Privates, you're gonna die. You're gonna die if you crawl up those. Don't do that." So then he turns around to second and third platoon, and he goes, "Privates, when you're doing Nick, you're crawling. You're gonna see a hill on your left and right. Privates, it's very important that you climb up the hills. Make sure you crawl up the hills. That's where the finish line is. If you don't do that, you will not graduate. You will see first platoon not doing that. They don't know what they're doing. Crawl up the hills, privates."
So second and third platoon get killed?
Yes, the second and third platoon get killed because he's very competitive. And I remember we heard him talking to first platoon, so we knew that, but third platoon hadn't. So they genuinely thought they were supposed to crawl up the hills. So it was funny hearing them gasp in shock later when we were at the range, and the sergeant in charge of the range said, "Don't crawl up the hills because you'll die." And they go,
Yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah. And what else you got for drill sergeants? What made them
I mean, a lot of
your
them
favorites?
I mean, a lot of them handled private stupid questions funny ways as well.
Like what?
So, okay, think of an example here. I got one. So this is pretty early on in the cycle too. So like especially early on, you're all like really scared of your drill sergeants because they haven't like talked to you as like a genuine person yet. They're always yelling, and we're in the classroom, and what the drill sergeants are teaching about combatives like hand-to-hand combat. before we were gonna go do that the next day. So they were teaching us like how to not break our arms or whatever.
Private
So
Prancer.
Private Prancer, he's sitting in the back of the classroom. Keep in mind, the classroom's on like the third story of the company building, so you can like there's a window in the back and you like see out pretty far. So the drill sergeant's teaching, and he was talking about like getting into the full mount on your enemy or whatever, and he raises his hand, and he's already been like a problem private. He's already caused problems. So the drill sergeants aren't a big fan of him. He raises his hand, and the drill sergeant's like, "What now? What now, Prancer?" And he goes, "Drill sergeant, is that a groundhog outside, drill sergeant?" And the whole class starts laughing, and we shut up really quick because we don't want to get yelled at. But the drill sergeant just stares at him. He's just, "Yes, private, it's a groundhog outside." And he turns around to go keep teaching, and then Private Prancer interrupts him. He goes, but drill sergeant, every time I see him, he above ground, drill sergeant."
Dude, I can only imagine. I would. That will forever live in my head.
It will forever live in my head. That was hilarious.
Didn't he do something else too?
Yeah, I'll tell that story later.
Okay.
But we all start laughing, and we don't shut up this time because it's that funny. And we see the drill sergeant start laughing as well. Keep in mind, this is early on in the cycle. They haven't even talked to anyone like they're normal people. All they've done is yell. So we see them start laughing, and that makes us laugh harder. And so they turn around, but they're laughing so hard, like you can see their back moving. That makes us laugh harder, and they leave the room. So we stop seeing them laugh, and we're just sitting there like laughing for like 10 minutes, and then they come in and they're like, Pratt, how are you gonna see it if it's below ground? Obviously you see it when it's above ground. Pratt, how are you gonna see it when it's below ground?
Yeah.
We all laughed a little more, and they told us to shut up, and they kept teaching.
Yeah,
that was the end of the story, but. That's why it's the funniest thing.
I am just kind of curious if he's he's being serious, right? He's not trying to be funny. He can't help it, poor lad. So Prancer, is that his name?
We said Prancer, yes.
Yeah. So Prancer's like, he sees this groundhog outside, and he tells everybody about it. Really, the drill sergeant, but obviously everybody hears.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody's laughing, what's he doing? Does anyone even look back at him? Is he like
crying? I didn't. I don't know. He was definitely not crying. He wasn't the type of person.
Yeah.
But he's
just curious if he laughed along, like what's everybody laughing at? Or
he probably after the drill sergeant started laughing, he probably did too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we made fun of him for that for the rest of the cycle.
Yeah. Just your like when you use when you use just the way he does it, you make him sound so tough.
He's from Alabama, so that's what he sounded like. It was very thick Alabama accent too. It's not like it's a little bit. It's very thick. You can hear it every time he talked.
Yeah.
You mentioned, I told you another story, off the podcast about other stuff he did. So at the Anvil, remember this at the field. We're about to go on a mission. He's on the same squad as me. We're about to go on a mission. And we're getting our mission brief from the drill sergeant. He's like, we're going to do recon. We're going to go do this, this, and that. And he farts like incredibly loud. Like incredibly loud. And the drill sergeant just kind of stares at him. And he stares back and he goes, my bad, drill sergeant, my bad. And the drill sergeant keeps staring at him. He's like, you're going to take your weapon. You're going to hold it above your head like this. And you're going to lunge across the entire patrol base to every foxhole. And every time you lunge, you're going to say, "Excuse me." And then on the next step, you're going to go, "Battle buddy." And so he just lunges across the entire patrol base, lunging, "Excuse me, battle buddy." And then at the forge, which is the big one, I don't know what he did, but I was sitting in my foxhole, and I hear him behind me. I look over, I see him with rifle above his head again, lunging, and he says, "Should have stayed." Oh.
Oh man. See, if I didn't have a guy like that in my basic, it would make it so boring.
I know. I'm very glad he was in our platoon specifically too, because we had him in the bay. He's always doing some sort of stupid thing.
Yeah. And speaking of the bay, y'all would have to you just get sent up there when you have nothing to do to clean. And you played some music.
But
Well,
you can't play music, but we
you would sing.
yeah.
Okay.
We
I
sang
thought
we
you
sang
played.
like all the 2000s white girl songs, like "Party in the USA,"
Yeah.
"California Girl." That's what we all sang while cleaning the bass.
See, I wouldn't know any lyrics, so I'd just kind of be making noises.
Yeah, see, I knew like "Party in the USA," but after a while of everyone else singing it, you kind of learn the lyrics. Because I mean, it's like, especially like way late, like in blue phase, which is the last phase, and you're getting ready for graduation. There's a lot of time just in the bass. So we got kind of did a lot of singing.
Yeah.
And they also in the showers they love to sing. So
Yeah. Oh, speaking of showers, you had this guy, special guy,
Mhm.
that was very comfortable with his body.
Oh yes,
You were talking about it. What was it he would do?
so dude, so let's keep. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit first. So back at the beginning of basic, when you're going to shower, it's like 7 minutes to fully shower, change, brush your teeth, all that stuff. So there's not really much focusing on what's going on in the showers. But once you hit way later in the cycle, once you've proved you're not a complete total idiot, you're just a little bit of an idiot, you get more freedom. And part of that is you have like 30 minutes of hygiene time without the drill sergeant in the bays. And so that's when problems with him started arising. So at the very start, the first minute hygiene time would start, he would go into the latrines and like strip fully naked. He would just kind of sit there, just like fully naked, walk around. Remember we got onto this for one time. I walked in. I don't know if I could say this on the podcast, but
Say whatever you want.
we walked in and there's like a big mirror like in the entrance, and he's like posted up like this, doing the helicopter.
Oh,
He was always then he would go shower with the curtain open for everyone to look at him while you go by to shower.
I wonder if he had like some kind of fetish with making people uncomfortable. Like some guys do that, not exposing yourself, but just to make you uncomfortable.
He's got to or something.
Yeah, there's
I don't
definitely
know.
a backstory there somewhere.
Yeah, but then he would get out, dry himself off, and at first when he would dry himself off, he would go to the benches and post up like this with his leg up and like. And then we got onto him for that, and he stopped doing that. But then he would sit naked for even longer, and then get dressed and get out. And he would use the entire 30 minutes to just sit there naked. He was always the last one out and the first one in, which is crazy because after your 7 minutes of showering, most people shower pretty fast. You would get in, like, even though you're not being rushed, you'd probably only take like 10 minutes still because you're just used to it. But he did not.
I
He
know
liked
a
sit there
guy
naked.
like that, or knew a guy who's dead now, but
Okay.
he would do that, not intentionally, but he'd just be sitting there talking to you.
There's some people that are just a little too comfortable.
Yeah, he'd be sitting there talking to you and have a fan blowing underneath his towel and his leg propped up right in front of you where there's nothing hiding there, and it's like, dude, and it's just like we're a bunch of dudes sitting in a locker room. I mean, what's the problem? I'll tell you what the problem is.
Yeah. I'm gonna add on to him a little bit, or to the story of him. But I gotta backtrack to something else we do in basic. So after we're done eating in the DFAC, or the dining facility, we all like go outside and we stand in formation and wait for everyone to be done. And while you're doing that, we get these blue books with all like the Army knowledge and stuff in it. And you stand in formation with that out reading so you can learn your Army stuff. And when the drill sergeants come out, they will yell, "Put them away," and then you echo. That's the word. You echo, "Put them away," and then you have like 10 seconds to put it back in your camelback. So that's it. We would always, like, after he had done this for a little bit, Saul had his thing hanging out. We'd always walk into latrines, always yell, "Put it away!" And then we would say his name. I'm not gonna say it on the on the thing. And then everyone else in the team would echo, "Put it away!" And they'd start counting down.
That's good.
Yeah, weapons free, weapons free.
Yeah.
That's what they said on the range when it was time to fire. We'd say it to him in the latrines.
Yeah. There any other funny moments you can think of at the moment?
I'll give one more funny moment, then we can move on to whatever the next topic is.
Okay.
But so and basic training, right? When it's time to go to sleep, you don't just get to sleep through the whole night. You have to wake up for the army. You wake up for an hour for fire guard, which is you sit at a desk, or you have one person sitting at a desk, and they'll write down all the cleaning tasks you do because everyone else is cleaning the bay. And if a drill sergeant walks in, they'll handle the drill sergeant's request, and they make sure like no one kills themselves or anything like that. But so there's always a CQ drill sergeant, which the CQ means the drill sergeant that's there with the company while you're sleeping. And the CQ drill sergeant, I can't say her name, but she's like, she was the lowest ranking drill sergeant out of all of them. So she had like stuff to prove that she's like, the big scary drill sergeant. She was the one with us that night. And so it's like, I think it's like 1 a.m. when this happens. She walks into our bay, and this dude who's like a immigrant from Ghana is the fire guard at the desk waiting for the drill sergeant to come in and handle it. And when any drill sergeant comes in, the first thing you do is you say at ease and you stand up at ease. When a female drill sergeant walks in, you have to say female on the floor, check the latrines. So she walks in, and she has a little male drill sergeant with her. And I don't know who this drill sergeant is. He's from another company, but he's like 4 foot tall. I'll get to that later. But she walks in and stands up. He goes to at ease and he says, at ease. But he doesn't say female on the floor, check the latrines. And I guess the drill sergeant is feeling nice tonight. So she gives him a whole bunch of chances. She's like, Private, what do you say when I walk into the bay? And he goes, the greeting of the evening, drill sergeant. Which, keep in mind, that's not a thing. There's no such thing as the greeting of the evening. There's no such thing as the greeting of the evening. This is the greeting of the day.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as the greeting of the evening. And she's like, no, what do you say when I walk into the bay? And then we have this like on the fire guard binder, this like little script you read off to the drill sergeant when it's time for them to inspect the bay. And he starts reading that off. And she's like, no, what do you say when I, female drill sergeant, walk into the bay? And he turns around and he screams his battle buddy's name. I want to scream it so bad, but I'm not going to because I don't want to say anyone's names. He just screams for him. And we found out later that he was in the latrines pooping on his fire guard shift. So he couldn't come help. And she goes, no, what do you say when I, a female drill sergeant, walk into the bay? It's your last chance. What do you say? And he goes, good evening, drill sergeant. She turns on the bay lights, and she makes everyone go stand up and stand in lines. She starts screaming about, because this is like late in the cycle. This is like week 9. And she starts screaming about how we're about to graduate and we can't do anything right. And like we should have known this like months ago. And she's right. I can't blame her for being mad. We should have known this months ago. And I remember she was at the other end of the bay screaming. And my bunk is next to the fire guard desk, so I'm already there. And someone leans over to him and he goes, it's female on the floor, check the latrines. And he goes, ah.
I should have remembered that one.
Yeah. So then, first off, this other middle drill sergeant is walking around. He looks like Mario. It's like she brought Mario into the bay with us. It was crazy. He's like this tall. like he's standing in front of me and he starts talking to me and I have to go like this to talk to him. And I'm not a tall guy. I'm like 5'5". And I'm
looking down,
chin to my chest, talking to him. I don't know how he even got in the army. It's crazy. But
it fits in small places,
I guess. But the drill sergeant comes back to the desk and tells him to read the little script. And he turns around and he screams for his battle buddy again. And he's out at this point. He starts running like this to the desk. And she goes, no, get back. And he backwards runs back to his spot. And then he reads the script. He reads it wrong. As the script goes, good evening, drill sergeant. I am private this person. My battle buddy is private this person. He goes, good evening, drill sergeant. I am this person. This is this person. I don't know why she didn't get mad about that, because she typically would. She was the type of drill sergeant to get mad about that, but she didn't. And he goes on, and the end of it, he goes, pending any questions, I'm prepared to escort you through the bay. And she goes, no, you're not, because you can't even say the proper greeting. She goes on and yelling. And she doesn't even let him escort and count the amount of people that are in the bay, which she's supposed to. She doesn't even let him do that. She counts herself, and she screams at us to go back to sleep. And that was the end of the story. But
So everybody wakes up every hour?
not everybody. So it's like depending on the night, it's either like 2 bunks are on fire guard or 1 bunk is.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes 3, just this the odd shifts, extra people. But that be about fire guard. Fire guard sucks. Fire guard's horrible, especially because I always got paired with the most horrible person ever. He wouldn't do anything. Remember, so there's fire guard and there's CQ, which CQ is for the entire building, and it will rotate like which bay has CQ. So when we have CQ, there's less people on fire guard because there's always one person on one bunk on CQ, 1 bunk on fire guard, and we don't have that many bunks to make it like large shifts. So I'm on fire guard with just this one guy. I want to say his name so bad because his name is Stupid Chew. He has a stupid name. He's a stupid guy, but I won't. And our task, literally all our cleaning duties were for that shift were to sweep the laundry rooms, which are smaller than this room we're in now, which is not a big room, and clean the sinks in the laundry room. That's all we had to do. And I was like, do you want to sit at the fire guard desk or do you want to clean? You should probably clean because I know you have a habit of falling asleep on the fire guard desk and it's just us 2. And he looks at the task and he's like, yeah, but I don't know how to clean the sinks. Which, first off, they're metal sinks. And if they don't get that dirty, you just get a little, like, what's it called? The sponge. You get a little sponge. You just go like this.
Yeah.
He's talking about he doesn't, but it's like 2 a.m, and I don't want to deal with it. So I'm like, fine, do not go to sleep at the fire guard desk. I do not fall asleep. So I go, I do the cleaning stuff, and I come back. He's literally posted up in his chair like this. Like, the most obviously asleep. And it's just us. If a drill sergeant walked in and saw him just, the whole bay would have been dead. They would have killed everyone.
It's funny. You mentioned, I mean, that was an obvious sleeping position, but there was a guy we had in jail last night, and this freaked me out. And his girlfriend got arrested too, and she was in the other cells, but he was sleeping sitting up, not against a wall or anything. He was just
like straight.
He was sitting like Indian style.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting like Indian style and just asleep with his head down on his chest all night. Freaked me out.
Like no back support, just
sitting
dude.
there. I've
that's
never
crazy.
seen anything like it. And then his girlfriend slept like she was dead. She was a mouth open breather, but she was all contorted in the cell.
Mm-hmm.
Like she looked like she strangled it. But I was like, dang, okay, this is a weird couple. Anyway, when you talked about him falling asleep with his head back, I found that very like interesting because of that.
Yeah, there's not much left to the story except I woke him up, was like, I cannot believe you fell asleep. I specifically said, don't fall asleep. You're the only one at the desk. And then we sit there for like 5 minutes. I got our task done like really quick and some hour-long shift. And he falls back asleep again after I was almost yelling. I woke up a few people because I was really mad at him.
Yeah.
And he falls back asleep again. I was in disbelief. I stared at him for like a full solid minute because I just could not believe he fell asleep again.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And then I yelled at him again, and I was like, "You're
in an hour."
Yeah.
God.
I yelled at him. I was like, "You're gonna get up and you're gonna walk around the bay. You're gonna make laps around the bay because this is ridiculous." And that's what he did. And that was the end of the story.
Sorry, I thought you were done before. But yeah, that's crazy. Dude, an hour. Now I get when you're half awake and you're like, when you're waking up, but like you said, walk around a little bit.
Yeah, I know it is a common issue throughout basic training for like people to fall asleep at the fire guard desk.
Yeah,
but no one in our bay had ever done that except for him, and he had gotten transferred from first platoon, so he wasn't even in our bay originally.
Yeah, first platoon, wasn't they like the elite platoon? I know
they were the platoon with drill sergeants. So for the audience, our cycle had so many drill sergeants go on leave. Like 5 drill sergeants had babies. One went off to like ranger school. One went to get his expert soldier badge. So like second platoon had like 2 drill sergeants, and then like first platoon had 1 drill sergeant, and then first platoon had like 6. So they actually got taught stuff. Remember back in like yellow phase, they would send us up to the base, and just have like someone sitting in there with us while first platoon got taught extra knowledge. So
What crap?
yeah, we still beat them in land nav though.
Yeah.
Which, fun fact, is what they got the most extra knowledge on. They had like 80 land nav courses, and second platoon had one. Second platoon had one land nav course, and we beat them. It was the day of.
That's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
They beat us at everything else though.
Yeah. Can't win them all, you know?
Yeah, can't win them all.
So one of the other things when we came for family day
Mhm.
and graduation and all, the coolest thing, and it hit me weird, was hearing the cadences. And so my favorite cadence was bodies.
That Bodies is a pretty
And
good cadence.
actually while y'all were marching to it and all
Mhm.
that, I even laughed during it because I never heard it before.
Mhm.
And kind of walk us through some of the lyrics,
The lyrics,
I guess you could say, of the cadence. So it's not the whole thing,
Mhm.
just like the bodies all around me.
It sounds like you're walking us through the cadence.
Oh, I'm starting you. That's where I'm picking up. I know there's stuff before that, but
There's actually that's where it starts.
Oh, my
So
bad.
There's not stuff.
see, I don't know. I could
Yeah.
be in the army already.
Yeah.
But
so it starts bodies all around me.
Yeah.
And I'll add, so a common thing is specifically army. We add ad libs to our cadence. So now the cadence goes call and repeat. So the drill sergeant will say it, then you repeat it. But we like to say stuff while the drill sergeant is saying stuff. So like in between bodies, the privates would say hey. So it'd be like bodies, hey, then bodies all around me. And then
Yeah.
you repeat it. And then it's bodies of my enemies. And then it
Yeah.
goes on about like ways to kill the enemy. So it's load another magazine, and then I trust the M16. So
Yeah.
Throw another hand grenade. Should have seen the mess I made.
Yeah. That's where I laughed.
Yeah. And then we didn't get to that one at graduation, but there's stab him with a bayonet, and if he squirms, he's not dead yet.
Yeah. But it's all about killing the enemy.
It's all about killing them. Now,
Kill.
Now, not all of the cadences are like
No.
big and tough like that.
No.
There's a few.
There's
mess
a few
around ones.
like I'll be home.
Yeah.
After.
Well, there's like mess around cadences too. So one of my favorite ones is Profile Ranger. So to backtrack at basic training, if you get injured, right, you can't do the training because like your leg is broken or whatever, you get a profile. It's a piece of paper that says medically you cannot run, jump, whatever.
Coach, I'm going to sit this one out.
Yes. It's like a piece of paper that says I cannot do this. That's what a profile is. So the cadence is just about like making fun of the people who like stay on profile on purpose to to not do training. Which, just for the audience, those people do not graduate. So don't think the army's like a whole bunch of like weak people who can't do anything. They do not graduate because they don't do the requirements.
They don't make it.
Yes. But they don't like training, so they just stay on profile the whole time. They'll be like, my leg hurts. Just stay on profile.
So what's that cadence kind of like?
It'll start with one by one. I'm having some fun. I'm on profile all day. And the privates will go, all day. Then all through the night, and privates will go, hey, and then they repeat it. And then it goes on like 3 by 3. I don't do PT.
I'm on profile.
Yeah.
All day.
And all through the night. Then 5 by 5. I'm barely alive. I'm on profile all day. All through the night.
That's nice.
7 by 7. I'm almost in heaven.
I'm on profile all day.
All day.
And all of the night.
Hey.
That's awesome.
That's one of my favorite ones. And then it'll go up to 10 by 10. I'll do it again. And then you count down from 10. You say them all again. I'm not going to go into all. Some of them aren't like as funny as the rest. So
yeah.
The whole cadence. But that was one of my favorite ones. Especially, like we had profilers who wouldn't even march in formation. They'd be like walking behind us. I loved like just imagining the shame they were feeling.
Yeah.
While we're making fun of them. It's great.
Makes you feel good. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Field training officers,
Yeah.
When your recruit has a little watery eyes as you're griping at them. Not gonna lie, it makes you feel a little good.
Does it?
Yeah, a little bit. There's like this. I think I got to him feeling. I think I made my point.
Nice.
You could have died. You can cry all you want to.
Now, I see what's weird for like me growing up, like when y'all would get onto us, like I was always the type to cry when you're getting onto us. At basic, I thought it was great when I got yelled at. I don't know why. Like, remember like the first day when you get off the bus, you're like all screaming in your face, and I was like, "Oh, dude, this is crazy."
This-
Like, I'm in the army now. I don't know what happened to change that.
Nah.
Because it was day one. It's not like I had already gotten molded into a soldier.
Yeah.
It's like they're yelling at me. This is the classic.
So now that you're done with basic, you're currently on leave. Is there a particular name for it? It's just
It's
called
a
leave.
holiday block leave.
Holiday
It's
block
true,
leave
yeah.
because it's Christmas time.
Yes.
And this is wrapping up. Let's see, what is today? Because I work nights. I never know.
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday, New Year's Eve. Duh.
Yes.
And we're going to go through New Year's. And after New Year's Day, on the 2nd, we're taking you to San Antonio to which base?
Fort Sam Houston.
Fort Sam Houston. And why are we doing that?
That is where my AIT is. So after you graduate basic, you become just a basic qualified soldier, but you're not enlisting as a soldier. You enlist as a certain job. So I am going to be a combat medic, and that's so Fort Sam Houston is where they train combat medics. It's called AIT, Advanced Individual Training. So they're taking me down there because I'm on block leave. They usually just fly you out after basic, but I took leave because I graduated like at the perfect time. They're going to take me down to AIT in Fort Sam Houston, which is a 16-week course to learn how to be a combat medic.
And after the 16 weeks, at what point will you know where you're going to be stationed long term? Sometime during there?
Yeah, sometime during AIT.
Okay.
It's typically towards the end. I don't know exactly when. I think it varies depending on what your company, your cycle, whatever.
And there, during basic though,
Mhm.
didn't you have a drill sergeant that says, "Gentlemen, we know where you're going to be
Yes,
stationed,
so-
but we're not going to tell you right now." But a lot of you are going to end up in
Korea.
Korea.
Yeah, he came out and he was like, "I know all of our duty stations. I know them all." We're like, "Drill sergeant, tell us." And he said, "No, but a lot of y'all are going to Korea." And fun fact, we tried to bribe him because this was before the forge, and we were like, "Drill sergeant, if we do like really great at the forge, will you tell us?" And I guess he's like a gambling addict or something. Because he's like, "All right, privates, I like a bet. If y'all do perfect, I'll give you 3 warnings. If you mess up more than 3 times at the forge, then I will not tell you. But if you don't mess up at all, I will tell you your duty stations."
And did he tell you?
He did not.
Of course not.
Yes.
Probably wasn't planning on it.
Yeah, he wouldn't have told us
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But he was great at lying to us.
Yeah. I mean, you dangle the carrot. That's how you keep them going.
Mm.
Well, TJ, I sure appreciate your time sitting down and hanging out with me in the hideout. I know you just enlisted. You haven't served fully, and you are going to complete at least 4 years. See what happens after that. But I admire you for your enlisting and serving this wonderful nation, the best nation in the world. But at the end of the day, whether you're wearing a badge or a uniform, service means sacrifice, discipline, and showing up when others wouldn't. And everybody serving, both past and present, we see you, we respect you, and as always, stay sharp, stay safe, stay prepared for the unexpected. And thank you for hanging in the hideout.